Okay, so me and Ted here. Look, the loons are back. The loon has found a little bit of open water on this largely frozen lake.
Gonna feel bad for him. They got an extra sandwich. You think he wants it?
Yeah, he's probably got a lot of minnows teeth. I don't know if loons really hammer sandwiches.
I don't know, you know?
You never know. Good point. You never know. And we are trying to track down Shawn James's cabin. I know you probably know Shawn James from the channel Myself Reliance, and we're just cruising around on some back roads. We left my place early this morning, and we have a pretty exciting project to do with Shawn, Doug Linker, and some other guy, Terry. What's his name?
I don't know.
Some guy, Terry. Nobody really knows who he is. And we are going to be doing a pretty cool project. We are building a longhouse. Not the best weather, though. We got a dumping of snow last night. There's black ice on the roads. It is below freezing. We should be at Shawn's house hopefully in about a half an hour. And that's about it. So, happy day, everyone.
Happy day. So we're just heading into Shawn James's place. Looking forward to checking out this cabin and seeing what it's all about. This place that's inspired so many. Oh, I can smell the campfire smoke. It smells so good. Oh, I think I hear Callie. I do. Hey, Callie.
Wow. Hey. How's it going? This is the legendary place, man.
How you guys doing? Did you sleep well?
Yeah, very good. We haven't even had breakfast yet. That's how far behind we are.
And there is the cabin. Wow. Just like in the YouTube videos, except better. Are building a longhouse. I've never done this before. Fortunately, Shawn is a better craftsman than I, if you can't tell. But I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to getting going on this, despite the early winter weather here we're having in late April. But it is what it is. So, yeah, fun times, everyone. We're gonna get a nice fire going here. But would you take one ferro rod over one lighter? Ugh, probably smarter to take a ferro rod, you know?
Depends on how big it is.
That's what she said. Ready?
You could go for hours like this if you do it all by yourself. It's just,
Yeah, well, I ended up dragging it.
Go ahead.
Actually almost gets easier, but the fishing is terrible. Like, there's, you know, all the
That's kind of a cool thing to do, eh? Yeah. Just making a wedge here. We started using a draw knife to take off the bark, but we really need to use that bark as shingling material and even for cordage. So taking off in little strips with a draw knife is no good. And Shawn came in, he's got a little debarking tool. He's actually able to kind of get under it, be patient, and just kind of work the bark off. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't have a fancy debarking tool, is I'm just gonna try to make sort of a wedge with thinly sliced wood, thinly split wood, and hopefully get under it and just kind of work it off like that a bit. Here. Remember that goose egg we found?
Yeah.
We found the goose egg. Like,
It had rolled out of the nest and had been under the water
it was
for a
like
while.
perfect.
But it was
I'm like,
still
let's
nice
eat
and
it.
hard.
Yeah. Ted's like, you're crazy. I'm not freaking eating that. So I crack it open. Ted's like, I would eat that. Anyways, we end up just feeding it to Buck.
Well, I thought the shell was going to be all soft.
Yeah.
It was
Perfect. Oh yeah.
Are you giving my contact?
Can I? Yeah.
You can always give up.
Take off the bark and soak it.
A lot of gold there,
There's still, I bet, 18, 20 inches at least on this one. What? The present of basket means nothing to you. I thought that was a treat.
It is a yummy product.
Okay, well, we've been hard at work here. First thing we had to do is haul a lot of heavy logs to the site here and then peel them, and that wasn't too easy, but we went at that pretty hard and had an awesome lunch. Just cooked up some chili right over the fire. And right now, after a good amount of work, we're actually gonna get some of the structural pieces out. So it's kind of an exciting moment right now. And so we're gonna start to see kind of the first bits of this actually coming together.
Don't look at him. Now before I need it.
Okay. Just a short one?
Yeah, just cross from there to there, make sure that.
Up a bit. Hold down.
To have it tight.
Now we gotta go back.
Almost managed to club people.
So,
leaving it
as
out.
you can see, I built this all by myself.
Say, watch him take credit.
Nobody was around. Just kidding. Yeah, so here is the end of day one's work. And at the beginning of the day, Shawn said, hopefully we can get the posts up and get them basically tied and lashed together. And I was a little doubtful midway through the day when it was taking endless amounts of time to peel these logs. But here we are, we did it. And this is pretty exciting. I think this looks really awesome. So a cool project. Obviously still a lot of stuff to do with it. Tomorrow's gonna be different. We're gonna have to put the roof on and that, but I'm super excited. Like, we have the guts of this thing here right now. So yeah, Ted's gonna sleep in it tonight actually. while you're you guys have your I'm more of a fillet and release fisherman. All right, day 2 of our longhouse build. So far, I haven't really done anything to help yet.
Jim, you left your post.
Jim, that's your post.
Help fill up Shawn's outhouse a little, that's about it. Just kidding. Crisp morning this morning. Not exactly toasty warm, but the sun's nice, gonna be a good day to work. And we're gonna take the next steps. The first one's gonna be putting a ridge pole up there, which is gonna be a challenge because Doug got an ash tree, which is really heavy.
Oh, that was f***ing easy.
I guess he's being a bit of a smart ash. Sorry, dad jokes, too early for those, I guess. But yeah, so we got to get that thing up there, but we got a lot of manpower here. And then we're going to start bowing small trees or saplings over the top to make a rounded kind of roof for this thing, which is going to be pretty interesting. Shawn's got sort of a plan on how that's going to go down that I think might work. I don't really know. So yeah, day 2 longhouse build, looking forward to it. Put them on a stuff over yeah. I put everything over. So, Ted and Doug are debarking an ash tree, and luckily it looks like that ash bark comes off really nicely in big sheets. And of course, we're gonna need to eat today. So what do we have? We have 2 turkeys, and we're gonna spit roast them up both over the fire on one spit, and we're gonna use a thick, sturdy pole. So what we're gonna do to secure the birds to the spit is we're basically gonna use a long, almost dowel sharpened at either end. So we're gonna basically whittle a couple of, think about it as really long toothpicks, and then we're going to create splits or holes through the spit, and we're going to run those toothpicks through the bird, through the holes in the spit, and out the other side.
Old Bay.
Just going to take them and scrape the bark off. That way, when you turn the spit's just not going to turn inside the bird. The whole bird is going to turn with the spit. Nothing tastes better than things roasted over an open fire, so it's going to be delicious. Okay, tell me when, guys. Yep, let's go. 1, 2. Oh, not a big deal. Oh, man. I told you. Oh, my shoulder's sore from yesterday. Oh, yeah, my shoulder's a little sore. How you doing? Oh, I'm great. I'm carrying the whole thing right now. What I'm doing. Oh, there, now I got it. Strength, yeah. To the right of that tree. Okay, we're gonna get down right here. When we're in school, we learned that Iroquois meant people of the longhouse, but actually Haudenosaunee means people of the longhouse. Iroquois means rattlesnakes. Yeah, so they taught me the wrong thing. All right. No problem.
1 second, sorry guys.
Thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that was easy.
So this one's still a female off. Let's show you that.
We should get you to take some bark up there with you then.
So we are starting to put the roof on. I have not been elected the one to climb up on top of the structure because I'm likely the heaviest of everyone and nobody wants it to break. So But really cool the way that the roof is forming with these small bendy cedars and then attaching them along the ridgepole, which is actually what's holding the ridgepole in place. So it's starting to come together. Buck has decided to stay close today. I wonder why that is. Take some glory, you know?
We're actually learning as we go.
How does that look?
Not bad at all. You gotta look at the bottom and look at the top and kind of eyeball it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, or the measurements. I feel
Take your time, guys.
That's okay, because these can be moved.
I don't know how much longer I can hold this for. All right, watch out. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That was the interesting part. Ta-da! Welcome. Yeah. Looking forward to a delicious meal. Behind me right now, you can see pretty much what I would consider the completed longhouse structure. Awesome. Put in 2 long days. Of course, there's still a ton more to do, including collecting bark and a couple other things. But man, does that ever look like a longhouse. So really cool. Yesterday was more about lifting logs, getting heavy materials to the site, anchoring them, kind of making the frame. And today was a little bit more figuring, which was good because yesterday was a lot of hard work physically. But yeah, we got it done today again, and just, you know, working with the natural materials definitely has its challenges, but bark, it's actually a lot stronger than you think it's going to be. And I personally think we've got a lot done in the last 2 days. Over the fire, we've been roasting 2 big turkeys all day on a spit. It's finally time to eat that turkey, and we definitely deserve it after today and yesterday too. And I just love just sitting here and staring at this longhouse. I mean, it's just so cool, and just kind of picturing what it's going to look like when we do some more to the interior, when we, you know, make a bark roof and all these kind of things. But it just looks so awesome. All right, here we go. Back at the cabin. This is Shawn James of myself, Reliance Cabin, and we are back to do the next round of work on the longhouse. Super excited about this. Shawn sourced some ash trees around his property, which are all dying because of the emerald ash boil. So we're going to harvest some of them and take the bark off before it gets too dead and rotten. So great resource because the bark just is an absolutely excellent building material. Don't have as many people here helping today, but we have Doug Linker, Shawn, and Ted. We have a lot of debarking to do today, but we should see something pretty interesting happening by the end of the next couple days. And here we go. Long days on the longhouse, phase 2. Dead mosquito. Yeah, it's just beautiful in here. That is a trillium, but it's rare because it's got purple and white in it. Most of them are white and the odd one's purple. That is Ontario's provincial flower. Not allowed to pick them. Crime punishable by death.
Leg of lamb?
Lamb.
Yeah, lamb.
Okay.
This is all from a Dexter steer.
which is a small breed of cattle. They only get like this high. They're awesome. We raised them for a while. They're fun. So prime rib roast, sirloin, I think, on the round maybe. No, I hope it's enough.
Well, we are feeding a baby elephant. Rolling in. Timber! Don't chew so much with the bite. Yeah, I like you a decent piece of. You brought some weed? Well, we could probably get away with not having to saw it, man.
The only thing is, if you have the whole tree and it's lying flat on the ground, it's very difficult to do it, eh? It's got to be elevated. There we go.
Oh, perfect time.
Yeah. But if we suspend it back there, I was here.
Yeah, Yeah, I did see that.
That's too bad.
That was split there, right?
Yeah, I had a knot in it, so it's really an issue.
I think maybe
come
that
on
one
this
was on the top of the tree and it got damaged when it came down. Working on the longhouse again today, and today was basically gathering materials. We found a great resource in ash bark. The ash trees are all dying due to the emerald ash borer, but fortunately they weren't dead enough for the bark to still be easy enough to remove, so we managed to collect a lot of that. Ran into a few challenges. A lot of the bark peeling we were doing was in a swamp. The bugs were bad, but we managed to get a good amount today, so we feel pretty good about that. And we'd like to get some of that material hung up so we can start seeing kind of the structure getting closed in, so that might be something we do tomorrow. But good day gathering materials, spit roasted some delicious meat over the fire, just slow cooked it, and it has just a delicious little smoky flavor, so we did that up on the spit. And right now we're gonna eat it after, you know, a pretty long day getting swarmed by bugs.
Make dinner, serve yourself, and film it all, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect having both.
But I missed the fight.
I know, I didn't really think until we did that.
No.
That it had that much fat in it.
Yum.
Good.
So people have different ideas. All right. Here we go. We are building the longhouse. Beautiful day today. A bit of a cooler morning, so the bugs haven't started attacking us yet. And yesterday we collected a bunch of bark and we started putting stringers on the top of the roof just to give it some more. Every time I'm doing an interview, GoPro's beeping. I've been bottling it up for days now.
Pretty sure when I was doing my interview this morning, you let out some sort of like massive scream. So.
Why you both shut up for 8 seconds
Yeah.
while I'm doing this little shot here?
We all get along very well. So now we're gonna go cut some poles. Doug emerges from the woods with 2 long poles. We will use them as cross pieces in the roof.
See the other end there, Ted?
Yeah. My trim. Just a little.
Okay, so right now what's going on is we're putting in, I guess you could call them stringers, and we're just kind of running them in between the pieces that make the roof just to give the structure more strength and to deal with the snow load. So we're going to put a few of them on each side. So Shawn and Doug have been elected to go out there. I can't go because apparently I'm too fat.
Did he hear us talking about it? I don't know. Must have.
Were you guys calling me fat again?
Well, you
No,
weren't
it's
there, so
yeah,
I
I'm
can say it now.
6'5" and about 270 or something like that. So probably not the best for me to be clambering over the top of the structure. We got a lot of bark too, so hopefully we can get actually a little bit of that barking done today as well.
A lot of progress here.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Ted, let's start working here. Well, that concludes this round of long housing. That's it. I am arriving in the rain at Shawn James's cabin, and today we're going to be putting some bark on the longhouse and finishing off the exterior, so it's an exciting day. How's it going, guys?
That is quite the sauna Shawn's building there.
And it is dumping rain, and it is putting a serious dent in our day today. We were wanting to finish putting bark on the longhouse today, and a lot of the bark is dry because it's been a while since we've been at it. And maybe the rain will help us a little bit. I'm starting to get antsy because I want to get some work done on this thing. You know, we all don't mind working in the rain because we're tough as nails. But, you know, I didn't bring a second pair of pants, and, you know, I hate when my snuggly pants get wet. I've mentioned that several times in previous videos. But more so, we don't like when our expensive camera gear gets soaking wet, malfunctions, and breaks. You know, you can actually get electrocuted from that, I've heard. So our camera. That's not true. You can't really get electrocuted. But basically, yeah. So we've been just hanging out in Shawn's outdoor kitchen here, just basically trading stories. And Shawn was in Alaska. I was in the Yukon. It's going to be a lot of trial and error a little bit. None of us has ever built a longhouse before. It's not something most people do. So working with these natural materials has some unknowns and some challenges. But you never kind of figure things out until you go out and you try, and for the most part things have been working out really well for us, so hopefully that's the case again today. Anyways, first comes first we feast. Thank you, very concise. Yeah, this bark really curled up more, and the places where we didn't tie it down properly is curled up. So some of it we just curled down, some of it we only tied down one side and the other side just curled in. So we're gonna have to basically redo the last third of the wall, like that, or at least that section there. It's not that bad though. Bring bug spray like an idiot. Bella's here this time. Hey, Bells.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so we are exploring the bark here that we left in the woods. The stuff on the longhouse is curled significantly. A lot of it has, which is too bad because it's dry. But this here still seems pliable. So I think some of it we're going to use. Okay, so we're gonna haul all this bark back. Unfortunately, we might not really get as much done as we were hoping, just with the really bad weather we had and with the state of some of the bark. But it's gonna put us one step closer to being finished. So long trek back to the longhouse from where we harvested this bark. So we got our work cut out for us now. And the bugs have come out to feast on us. Whatever's too dry, as long as it's flat and hasn't curled, we can use it for the walls, and the stuff that's still pliable we'll use for the roof. But yeah, the stuff we hung on the longhouse itself, we completed one wall, but we didn't lash all of it down properly and it started to dry and curl. Looks like we have created some epic salamander habitat, because every single piece we lift up, there are multiple salamanders. What is there, 5 under this piece?
Oh yeah, 2 of them scurried off too.
Cool. Well, Bella, do not try to eat the salamanders. Look how fast they are. Holy smokes. There you go. You trying to catch a mouse? There it goes. So you learn what things must have been like for people that relied on these things as shelter, and you kind of learn a lot of other things that develop out of these kind of smaller things, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna just, I guess, try to work with what we have here, and hopefully it turns out all right. It's amazing how strong this ash bark material is. So yeah, hopefully it works out. That's pretty. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. You're good. You're good. Sure. Okay. I'm a doer. Something my mom would say. You and Teddy are just doers. Get the job done.
The whole thing was nailed.
What are you doing?
I don't know, but it's not easy.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
I'm trying to hold up my stuff away.
It really is. Turn the cameras off.
Amongst the crew.
Let him stop clowning around. We'll turn them back on.
Yeah,
again.
Ted's just standing there and I'm breaking my back, making fun of me. See, now
broken
Doug
finger
made
is
fun of
not
Ted and now Ted's making fun of me. It's a vicious circle, guys. Hey, this one has a split in it. Is that okay or no?
We'll have to make do.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be.
We can't be too fussy. And
Yeah.
We'll have to patch it.
We can do like a board and batten style patch maybe with some of the thinner pieces.
Well, we wouldn't call it board and batten.
Board and batten longhouse.
Yeah.
Here, let me just hold that.
Yeah, no problem.
Sure. Thanks. Thanks, Shawn.
Problem.
Jim, get the freaking bark up there.
Thanks, Shawn. Okay. All right, buddy. Hey, little fella.
Why did you give us time to split it?
I don't know.
Jam.
It's just the one that was there, you know?
It's gotta go.
Ready the first time I asked you.
Oh boy. These are heavy though, eh?
Yeah.
When you're sliding them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy.
Yeah, and you can come over that way.
Not the wrong tree.
Pretty wet. A soggy one.
We almost got.
God, this is just like a salamander orgy over here.
I can't believe, like, this is like a secret to trapping salamander.
Yeah, salamander secret.
Like some bark. And
Here's a piece of bark if I ever saw one.
From that big one, eh?
I think I got this one myself when you guys weren't here.
I think I got it.
Oh,
Too skinny.
that's alright.
So the roof is coming along really nicely. It turns out the bark was damp enough that it could kind of bend over the curvature of the roof, which is awesome, and this thing is looking really waterproof. We're also learning how much bark it really takes to close an entire longhouse, and if you could imagine, some of these things traditionally were 300 feet long. The amount of work to go out and get that bark at that time as well. They'd be probably clearing land for agricultural purposes, so everybody would kind of work together to get bark, but it's no easy process. You got to haul and you need the right kind of bark, and you got to do a lot of work to get it all and build it. So it's a big job, but this is looking awesome.
Hey, get your camera out of my shot, you asshole.
Super hot? Isn't that?
I wonder. I'd want to do a bit of research, so I just didn't blow it. Yeah, but
Closed barbecue. Keep that heat. Look how long it took to cook those turkeys. You were down there by the thorn trees. I said, how did you see?
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Either or.
Yeah,
Like, either or,
exactly.
the deer runs through, you're shooting at each other.
I know.
I'm like, this
Or, even if it comes running back through the line, you're
really
shooting.
tender.
Lots of logs down there. That would be handy up by the
Eggs.
eggy legs.
is.
Laid these myself.
No, I'm not.
Add the one. It actually got a lot of likes, but I didn't make it my logo.
He said to me, he made it for me. I said, yeah, that's real cool, man. Yeah. There's no reason you can't do that.
Doing similar stuff.
Done because I figured you guys had all eaten if that's kind of played out at this point, you know?
Yeah, we already put this wall
You
up.
can, now you can make a whole.
There's 4 eggs there if anybody wants to grab one.
I'm gonna keep.
faster. There you go.
Can you push that up a little bit, Shawn, and get that under a bit?
Up here?
Yeah. The very top.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say do it like this. You smell like a hyena.
That's why I'm up here. I got away from him.
How could I possibly smell that bad? I showered before I came here yesterday.
Probably your shirt. My shirt was clean.
So we have a beautiful day today, and yesterday we were feeling a little down because it was hammering rain. We were worried our cameras would get soaked. We couldn't start working till later, and we were really worried about what kind of state the bark would be in. Well, it turned out that rain yesterday actually helped us because that dry bark was moistened enough that it was pliable and we could bend it over the roof. Well, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise, and we're able to get almost half of the barking done on this. There's Doug and Shawn hamming it up back there. It's very, very challenging to peel bark off trees now that we're later into the summer, and we can't really do it. So we're going to get as much bark on as we can, and we're probably going to have to hold off into the spring to completely cover this thing, but we're going to have enough that it's going to work as a shelter and we can start doing some of the interior work. Anyways, looks pretty awesome, I think.
But let's get a sliver of that.
So, what should we talk about here? I can think about a couple beard disses for Doug, that's about it. Just kidding. It's a good beer.
So the dogs did everything.
Kelly, here.
Yeah.
Kelly, here. Sit. Well, we're going to wrap today up. This is our third weekend here at the Longhouse, working away at it. You'll notice that most of it's still unfinished behind us here. The bark ran out. We got that side done, we got the roof done, so it's actually a shelter. And unfortunately, it's probably going to stay this way all winter. We can actually sleep in it, and we're still going to come back next time and build our bunks and do that, and probably have an overnighter in the next video, Longhouse video.
Yeah, might be a little drafty, but
a little drafty,
will
but
keep us dry.
Well, we're used to sleeping under tarps and stuff anyway,
Yeah,
so I'm satisfied. There's probably still enough ash trees around the property here that we can harvest once the sap starts running again next June or July. So it's going to stay like this for the winter. We're still going to do stuff in it. I'm satisfied, like I said. We got as far as we could with the resources that we had, and we had no idea how long and how much bark it was going to take.
At this time of year, the bark is nearly impossible to peel off the trees. So really, there's nothing more we can do in that realm because we need that early summer and spring sap run to make the bark pliable enough to get off the trees. So even if we wanted to continue harvesting bark, we really couldn't do it at this point.
I think we've done pretty good. Part of this is a learning experience for us, and we didn't know how far we'd get or what materials you have, and you kind of learn along the way, and we've learned a lot, and we've gotten better at it, and I'm pretty impressed. And this thing will keep the rain off of us, so I'm looking forward to building our bunks and spending a night in here, even though it's not fully enclosed. It's an awesome shelter, and the scale of this thing is maybe hard to tell, but this is a huge structure, and this was a big job, so I think we're all feeling pretty good about it. It
looks really cool, like the roof and the way that the bark fit over it, and just how it looks is, I'm pretty happy with what we managed to get done.
What do you think, Doug?
I think when you're starting a project like this in the future, it'd be better to know the people that you're working with, and if you want to continue in the long, to finish the project, because some guys turn out to be real duds. And just kidding.
Always the wisecrack.
No, we done good. We did what we could, and it looks great. It's so hard to get a perspective of how much bark is actually on that already.
Yeah.
Like just by putting the top on it, it really gave you that ceiling that you didn't have. Like before, it was looking to the clouds, and then it's like now it's a tall, big structure. So.
Yeah, it sure is. And the amount of trees that we went through, just a reminder that the ash trees that we got this bark from were dying or dead anyway, or just about dead. And the rest of the ash trees on my land here are just about to die as well. So hopefully at that point, I don't think, where they're not going to try to leaf out next year, so we'll get that sap running and get that bark off them before they perish completely. So I think we have enough trees, but they were going to die anyway. I've got all these logs, or we have all these logs. If I can get somebody to help me pull them up here or to a spot where we can use them for something, incredible lumber, like beautiful straight long logs, some of those, and huge diameter, like 2 feet, some of them. So
It kind of
Maybe
brings
even
it-
make some crafts like Doug had taught us about pounding the ash, and
That was pretty cool.
you know, if it stays green enough.
It really brings it into perspective how much work it is to build one of these. Imagine a 300-foot long one,
Yeah.
or more. How much bark you need, how much materials. It's not just the building; it's the sourcing of all the natural materials, right? And learning how to work with them. It's actually, I kind of learned a lot more than I thought I was going to from the project, which has been pretty cool.
Oh, and to say right off too, to do it again, bark comes off the tree,
Yeah, right.
straight on the longhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No laying it, no nothing, just off the tree on the longhouse.
if we had taken a week off, all of us,
Yeah.
5 days maybe, well, probably a week, because the first weekend we worked a good solid 2 days. But I would say 5, 6, 7 days straight, we would have had this thing knocked off and in better condition than it is, and with easier bark to work with, and
Yeah.
flatter
Yeah.
and smoother, more pliable.
I think a good lesson too is that this type of project was done as a community, and a lot of what we do now is so individual, and you do your own thing, but everybody came together in these communities and did it as a group, and that's why they were so successful at what they did, because they all worked together. And you know, this is an excellent example of that. If you tried to do this by yourself, it would
Pretty
be
much
out of reach.
impossible.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
But you
and
might be happy.
yeah, for sure. But I mean, if you were actually, of course, trying to survive and
Work
live
pace.
that way,
See an improvement in the work pace. And
yeah. So it's
I'd feel a little bit better in the morning.
it's true.
Not so many pops around the fire. Yeah. Well, awesome, guys. I'm looking forward to the next steps of this thing.
Yeah.
I've got a few ideas on the bunk and some of the things that I want to build in there. So
So make sure you tune into the next episode of this. Maybe, hopefully, it's September, October, the latest, probably. We're going to individualize our bunks inside, so we're each doing our own space, our own private family space, essentially, in each of our areas, and we're going to customize those personally. So I'm looking forward to seeing what all these guys have, what the ideas they have for their own, and coming up with some unique ideas for my own space in here.
Doug's going to probably carve gnomes at the top of each one of his bedposts and outdo us.
I think
It's going to carve each of us.
He might
I'm
do
probably
that
going to
too,
buy
yeah.
a prefab
Verbally,
kit from
for
IKEA.
sure. Yeah.
No, I'll probably use smaller trees.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm pretty happy about this, man. This looks really cool.
Yeah. All right. So see everybody back here at the cabin for my continuation of what I normally do here. But again, keep an eye out for Longhouse episode 4, I guess it'll be. And we have a pretty cool, epic meal plan for that one as well. So tune into that. There's a playlist if you want to watch the whole Longhouse series. And as always, I look forward to seeing you back at the cabin next time. So take care.
Follow Jim Baird Adventure on YouTube. All right, guys. High five.
All right.
All right.
No, you leave me hanging.
All right.
There you
The
go.
whole thing,
There you go.
was, the whole thing was uncomfortable from the beginning.
Yeah,
As soon
it
as you
was,
said high
it was.
five.
We got the Doug Linker here. Ready to do some hard long homing.
Ready.
I'm going to be taking a back seat because of this disgusting wound on my hand. And the tendons that are cut under it. I don't have mobility. I can't raise my fingers. So I'm probably going to do more than I should, but I'm going to try not to. That's making it in. Okay, welcome back to the Longhouse. It has been some time, and I'm just checking out, assessing any damage that might have happened over the winter. And amazingly, this thing has stood up to the snow load, stood up to winds. There's over 100-kilometer-an-hour winds here just a couple days ago. And yeah, it hasn't blown down. The bark in some areas, as it's dried, it's kind of curled and it's left some gaps in the roof. But overall, pretty freaking good, I'd say, for sure. And it's still going to be quite waterproof just as is, but there are some kind of holes where that bark is sort of cracked and curled that have kind of opened up. So, you know, I mean, that's kind of what you deal with when you're dealing with kind of natural materials, I suppose. But I'm definitely impressed at how this thing has held up. And we're basically ready to put the next layer of bark on. Today we're going to try to get the other wall closed in, and then, you know, you're going to have already as is, you have a shelter for sure. But after we've done that, you'll really start to see it coming together.
It's the roots though.
Yeah, it's like an onion ball.
Couple behind you. Well, I don't know if you want to take these.
I'm going to be doing a lot of motivating and not a lot of work because I've pretty much horrifically injured my hand, so I can't really do any heavy work anyways. Like chopping down a tree would probably be the worst thing I can do right now. But I'm going to do what I can and hopefully be somewhat useful beyond moral support. And I'm just excited to see what we're going to do. The project is challenging because of the amount of material, the amount of bark we need to cover this thing. So it's proving to be probably the hardest step of the whole game, is finding enough material to cover the longhouse. And that's what we're working on now. Hopefully it'll still be soft enough. It is early summer, it's actually late spring now. Later on in the year, it's much harder to remove that bark. So yeah, we're going to start going at it. We're going to take down some of these dying ash trees. You can see from the tops of them that a lot of them are already dead or completely on their way out due to emerald ash borer. So yeah, we're going to take some trees down. We're going to start peeling bark, and we're going to start covering this longhouse. Super excited.
There we go. Losing it.
Hemmings actually is a pretty good body.
Nice, Doug. Nice.
Is that it?
Just original battery and charge cable. This piece is expensive.
Ow, 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 ow.
It's gonna hurt your foot.
Probably.
Well, let's come back almost. It's gonna come away right on top of us. There we go.
Oh, you got it.
That's it. Why don't I even listen here? I know.
It's in there somewhere.
Firewood, what am I thinking of? I got the lever, the big...
Log lifter, that's all I ever call it.
PV.
PV, never heard that. I got the one with the stand underneath it, eh, Doug? It's great for chainsawing.
It's that right through. It's not the whole wall gate.
I got that one in the truck right now.
Yeah, those ones are great. That might be the one to use for this, eh?
Oh, sounds like that.
You got it. Hey? Oh my goodness, I just like this.
I know you want to put that to use straight away.
I'm like, no.
That's gorgeous. I wonder why you couldn't make a canoe out of ash bark, eh?
Right? Up in the north and that sometimes. They're pretty shit though.
They used elm, but back then there would have been
Giant elm.
Alright, I'm gonna go get the other ones from the gully.
You gotta stay, eh? Over here.
bear stew,
Chili.
bear chili.
Actually, I only remembered the beans at the last minute. That's why I was here.
That looks just about done. Perfect. Oh, it smells so good. I just want to keep smelling it.
We'll prepare yourself. A little really enough.
Perfect word usage there.
Yeah.
That's a hearty stew. I mean, chili.
2 hours.
2 hours
Put
off
cheese
this
on your bun or
magical.
whatever. Help yourself. It's like millions of views.
Oh yeah. What's his
This is really spicy flavor. A little too much. That's what
Bear chili.
the main reason I want waterfront property is so it got hot enough to sear it.
Yeah, okay.
This is fantastic stew. Chili.
Yeah. You have to be
I went back to simple.
done. So turn around with
I have a good 130, 132. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good.
Right. That looks good, guys. You know, what's it? I guess it's
I don't know.
Well, we should go along in one more because the next one. Good.
No, I want to get this piece under.
Yeah, I want to go back to chainsaw. We're gonna cut up a bunch of firewood.
Okay, whereabouts is that?
Plugged into the thing, full zero that you were sleeping. Started as fourth. I thought it was very appropriate, probably be well and all that kind of stuff. And then I look at it from the man's perspective.
I can't. That was another light.
Yeah.
Seems like to me. He doesn't have anything else to do, and he's not willing to learn anything.
Yeah.
Because I saw I have one too, and I have 3 different snakes in my video.
Oh, really?
And the first one was just a little pattern one. It was just a little skinny guy.
You looked it up, I forget what it was. Super rare.
Oh boy, that's gonna be nice.
For calories.
Problem is, I didn't go cut new logs, just took some that were lying around and they're not quite long enough, but. Yeah, this is long, you know,
But the bark is perfect for debarking right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see if everybody can get back again
yeah.
in a decent time.
Okay, well, it's actually coming along pretty good. The amount of bark you need for this thing is substantial, but in the debarking we did this morning, we've covered over half of this wall. Shawn and Doug got that on. Ted's been in the bush working and getting more bark while Shawn and Doug got this on the wall. And I rigged up a little tripod with a little bushcrafty hook thingy, so we can get that crock pot on, and we're going to get some more of that Baird chili going tonight, cook up a couple steaks. And I think, you know, obviously it's going to be a little drafty till we get it closed in, but I think tonight is going to be the first night we spend in the longhouse. I'm not sure if we're going to get any rain tonight, but it'd be interesting to see how waterproof this is. There's definitely some splits and cracks that can be patched, but also, you know, large sections where you're going to be quite dry in here, which is pretty cool. So yeah, things are coming along. One thing I can kind of do without too much pain is help haul bark. So I'm going to go into the bush and do just that.
Bark peeler. Those are the hands of a bark peeler. Look at this one, eh? Oh, it's heavy. That's a heavy one.
Finnegan. Is there any more, Ted?
I just think just this one doesn't take up.
The one you're holding right now?
Yeah. But I'll keep working on this tree.
They got like the whole one side wall covered, eh? The
Really?
bottom, yeah, and there's just a gap in between the roof and that now.
I kind of had a feeling it was more than it looked like.
Yeah.
Specifically, not even for storage, but for sharing footage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Got your saw here, Ted?
How much was it?
40 bucks.
Just right in here, like right on the tent.
After all the drugs, become an addict.
Yeah, I just didn't want to seem like a...
Well, you also might have become an addict.
The street.
So like, fucking become addicted, you know?
I think it is.
You know?
Half of the road, and now you're still at 350.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a big piece, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, the bigger trees get you a lot further, a lot faster, eh?
Mm-hmm. Smaller one. Yeah.
Looks like he's having fun right now.
Dude, good.
I got it like just right here if you want me to move my camera. Well, I can't really help you. Back towards you. Yeah.
Hey, Doug.
Alright,
How's it going, bud?
okay.
The last part.
Oh, rusty.
Jeez, you're tall, Doug. Oh, you're on a ladder.
No, it's my go-go gadget legs.
Oh, nice. I lit this fire. I did something. I'm valuable. I'm a doer.
Are we just having one fire? I thought we were gonna have 2 fires.
This one's not really powering on, is it?
No.
That's our smoky fire.
There's Doug.
Doug, people think his name's Linker, his last name, but it's really Out Canoe.
Really? Really? That's what you got?
Sorry.
Get out of here. Push! I can't move me. You're gonna fall off the ladder backwards. Oh, it's your dang! Get that stick out of there!
Am I not helping?
You're blocking the bark from coming up.
Wow, well, what a spaz you are.
I mean, it's nice to try to help once in a while, but
I was trying.
get the dang
I got
bark.
there, I helped there. I helped.
I'm a doer. Oh. Oh.
Actually, I did that. Well, we got the wall finished off on this side. This is basically the whole wall we did today. It was done just down to there. So we brought it right down to the ground there. And we're actually starting to close in one end. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah.
I was able to have
And we're gonna sleep out here. Pretty sweet. Never thought this day would come.
Yeah, like my cousin Brad, his dad, his grandpa.
Huh?
The Mexican dude.
You know, would have been nice if it wasn't such a, you know, having to go to war with the sheep.
Home for the night. So first night in the longhouse tonight. We are sleeping in here. We got a couple fires going. We're gonna get some steaks cooked up, some more bear chili, and we kind of got our little own personal areas cleared out a little bit. And we're just gonna sleep right on the ground. Eventually, we're gonna build bunks in here, which is gonna be great. But no problem, just sleeping on the ground in our sleeping bags. It's supposed to go down to just above freezing tonight, so it might be a little chilly. But we got good sleeping bags. We're gonna have a couple fires going in here too. So yeah, basically the plan is just to hang out, cook up some food, feed ourselves, and have a good night's sleep. So excited. It's taken a long time. There's been a lot of challenges, but it kind of feels cool that to get our first night in here, and we are close to, you know, basically we're not too far off of finishing this thing. Out, Callie, out. No. Can Callie lick out this pod? This one.
I don't care if you
Did it.
Work on the front, eh?
Yeah.
Makes it look so authentic. Yeah, I'm gonna come around.
Come on.
Actually, I guess I don't have to.
pile on the outside, I guess.
Well, there we go. First night in the longhouse. Slept great. Bugs weren't bad because it was a chilly night, but I was warm because I have a good sleeping bag. And yeah, worked out great. Actually, really enjoyed hanging out in here. We actually ended up getting further yesterday than we thought. But yeah, that's a lot of material, a lot of work to get this thing covered with bark for sure. But you know, we got one end almost closed in. Now we just got to close in one more end. So we got, you know, fairly a good amount done, I guess. And we got, you know, a substantial amount to do, but definitely nearing completion. So pretty cool. Anyways, I'm gonna get packed up. Ted, Doug, and Shawn are going to stay for a bit. I can't do a whole ton anyway, so I'm gonna get packed up and head out and go and meet up with my wife and do something, go camping in my motorboat, because that way I don't have to use my hand. So anyways, yeah, I guess I could have probably feel like sticking around here, but I think at this point I just I don't know, it's just I wasn't exactly a gigantic help in all of this. So alright, well, I'm gonna pack up and get out of here. I wonder if there's breakfast down at the app. Yeah, what are we gonna do? Eat up, boy. Well, on to the next adventure. Because I would snap it, because I snap everything.
Maybe we can get this thing covered today. I hope so. I'd say it looks promising.
I don't think so. No. Like, I like the idea, but I didn't see it function last night, so I don't see efficiency.
I think we have 118. Off in the middle.
This one, you're here's the series that you can click on easy enough. End screen?
No, I always. This one's gonna be a little trickier.
Come on, dogs. One more skills.
There. Oh yeah. Big crack up top. Okay. Should be fine then. Yeah, it is. We can.
We're fully blaming.
I feel like I'm not, but being blamed as well. But I don't really know the actual answer.
But
So I've mixed emotions.
we're going to say it's your fault regardless.
Yeah. A little bit.
There's not a ton of overlap here.
Is there a good amount?
We've got about 2.5 inches.
I'm safe.
I like it.
Alright.
Okay. Particularly them. Ride it.
You'd have to go up like that. Cool. Right?
Fine with me. You'd probably go a little to the left even, right? Can you with the lap line?
Too high.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was such a bitch getting on yesterday.
So you have to climb on the inside of the other side.
Yeah, man.
There's a split down here.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I know you.
Oh, I thought you wanted it on the outside.
Young guys don't do this. Get that nail back.
The main marking is complete.